Hi, it's Linda with CreativePLR.com. I just found out today that my friend Ruthie Bowers has come out with a mini membership on background coloring page designs. So I started thinking about how I'm going to use this 25 pages that you get every month. And so I just wanted to share a few ideas in case you're thinking, what do I do with the background papers? Well, you can just color them. That's one idea. But here's some ideas that I was thinking of. You know, I love stationery. And so I inserted a page. I just went to Format Background, Insert a Page. So I've got a page there. Now I did put the transparency on a little bit. Let's bump it back out. And I inserted a shape. And that shape, you can decide whether you want that transparent and you want the background to show through or not. I find if it's too much, you don't see the lines, and you know, the whole point of stationery is to be able to write on it, and you're not going to be able to see what you've written. And so I like a little transparency, but you don't have to have any, and you could still color around the outside edge. The lines, all I did was insert a table, and I just inserted that one row. And then I went ahead and added some more lines and took off the side edges so that usually on stationery you don't have borders on the sides. So that's one idea. Another idea is, and I saw in Ruthie's pack that she has some of these with these center medallions on there. And I really love the idea because these are perfect for adding, and I'll show you what I've done. These are perfect for adding a circle in the center, and you notice you get that little peak, you know, there, and then you add some kind of message in the center. And I just put "the perfect moment is now," and you're seeing this on my PowerPoint at 54%, and obviously, you know, because it looks small, if you bump it up to the 100%, you're going to see that it's really a lot bigger, and there's plenty of room too. That's not even 100%, but that's close. You're going to see that it's really a lot of room to color, and so you can try that. And I don't remember what this font is, but you want an outline font. You don't want a font that's full. Let's see if I can figure out what it is. Just says that's just a plain old font. Okay, maybe it is. I don't remember. Okay, so then I noticed on Etsy a lot of times they don't put a background, a shape behind it. They just actually put, go ahead and put the whatever lettering they want, whatever inspirational message, and there's no white shape behind it. But what I did was, and you'll notice it's a little whiter around here, what I did, I wanted the words to stand out, and so when I did my words, I did the shape format, and I used the text effects. Okay, and when the text effects, I put the glow, and I used this heavy one, but then I put more color options, and I chose the white. So that makes it a little whiter there, and it makes the words stand out. So that's one idea. Now, this font that I'm using, you know, any excuse to go get a font, okay? You already know where I'm going with this. So I found this on Creative Fabrica, this sweet bubble. I really found one called Onion, and I really liked it. And then I realized it's not an outline font. It's filled with black. That's just not going to help. So then I went back and got Sweet Bubble, and I really like this kind of like chunky looking, and you can actually color that in. And if you wanted to add a shape behind there, you can. You could add maybe something, maybe an oval. Except I would still, let's see. And obviously I'd get rid of the outline because the outline for some reason always bothers me. And it always comes up blue. But I would actually bump that transparency up so that it does help, and then I'm going to send it backwards, so there. And so you can try that and try experimenting with the transparency and see what you like. That's about 20%. And then you can also, and I put a little frame around this because I really like my products finished off, you can actually insert a shape, and I love hearts, so this one worked great. And you would just go up here and you would say insert shape, and let's see, where's the heart? You don't have to use a heart, I'm just using it. You can stretch it out really skinny if you want. Put on there. or not. And this is what I did for my Etsy shop for Valentine's Day. I made a whole bunch of these coloring hearts, and I'm going to go to Shape Fill Picture from a file, and there's so many pretty papers in here. It's really hard to decide. And I think what I found was, oh, okay, so let me try this one. This is a different one than I did before. And whenever I'm doing paper here and I'm inserting into a shape, I always like to tile the picture so that it gets, well, that's kind of interesting because you don't even get the heart shape actually because it has this, so that even makes it more interesting. I like to tile it a little bit so it bumps it out, but in this case I really like the way it actually loaded without me tiling anything. And when I do a shape, the other thing is I do like to use an outline on it, and I will put an outline, and maybe I make it a little heavier, like a 3 or something, and that will outline the shape, but I really love that one. Now, if you didn't want to do a heart, you could actually use an icon, and somebody told me, I was showing someone this, and they said, this is an evil face. I thought it was a cow or a steer, so maybe I don't know what an evil face looks like. And so you would just go up, and let's duplicate this. Let's make a new slide here so we can see what I did. So I made a frame, so I inserted a shape, and I really like this box kind of thing, and so I inserted this to start with. And then I took the little yellow button and oh, it's going crazy on me today. What is that? I just bumped it out a little bit so the frame is a little skinnier. And then, since it's a shape, I went ahead and I filled it with paper. You don't have to use the same paper for both of these. Oh, see, I want to get crazy with the paper too. And so, then you have that. And then you can insert, now I found the steer. I started to say the evil face, but it is a steer. I found that over on the icons. And so, if you watched my video on creating with icons, you'll know, but you've got all of these icons that you could use, and we don't have to use the steer, and we could use something else, and I always want to use the ones that are black filled. Okay, oh, there's a broken heart. That might work good too. And I try not to use where there's multiple pieces. Oh, I actually like this one. That's a club, right? I always get the clubs and the spades mixed up. Okay, and let's insert that. Let's try it again. And it looks small, but we don't let size bother us. And the only thing I have to do, since it's an icon, I go over on graphics format and I say convert to shape. And now I can make it as big as I want it because I want it to fill the whole thing. And this would be cute to do a whole set of like playing cards. You could do, club, spades, hearts, and diamonds, and different things. And then now I can go to shape format, and I can fill it with a picture and from a file. And let's see which one. I'm really obsessed with that paper. I'm just so obsessed with it, I can't stand it. But I think I'm going to tile it. And then when I tile it, I kind of want it to look like it's centered. And so I'll go over here and I'll start playing with this. And I'll say, oh, maybe I don't want to move. Maybe I want to move it to the left so that's more centered. And that looks better to me, but I do want an outline, and so I do want to go up here and make an outline so that you can see the shape. And the other idea, now, recently I participated in a bundle, and the thing that I contributed to the bundle, I made what I call a plan solve, I think it was plan color solve planner. And so I put 13 pages that have this to-do list on it, and on the border I had a coloring page. And then I had some puzzles in there, and so this would be a great way to make a planner, and this is so easy to do as well. I don't share anything that's hard to do. Let's try a new slide. Okay, so I would just go in here and I would insert a table, and this time I want 2, and I want it 2 by 7 because there's 7 days of the week. And I'm going to move this middle one over, and then I'm going to stretch it out, but I don't think I want it quite that wide because I want room for my coloring border in there. And let's see, maybe I shrink it a little bit more so we can see. And now I want to go in, and maybe I need to move this, maybe I don't know. And I'm going to go and make this black and white. And on this, I want to change the size. You kind of have to play up with the size depending on what font you're using. I'm going to try 90, and we see 90 is not going to work. So let me try 60. 60 seems to work, but it's going to depend on the font that I use. And I'm going to use that same sweet bubble. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and highlight it and go to layout. And I'm going to say I want it centered and I want it in the middle so that my letters are not, too high, too low. They're just right. And I'm going to go over and I'm going to find my sweet bubble again. And then you can start this. I'm going to start with Sunday, and then I'm going to put a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, almost there, Friday, and Saturday. And if you wanted to bold those, and actually it looks like you can bump up the font just a little bit. Let's try a 72. Okay, looking good. And so now we can insert a shape so we can put our coloring page in there. And I'm just going to insert a rectangle and put it down one side. And of course, once you get it on there, you can decide, I want more of my to-do list or less. Go to Shape Format, Fill, Picture from a file. And there's so many good ones to choose from. Let me try something I haven't done yet. Let me see. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting too. Let's try that. And what I would do is I would go and I would go ahead and tile it and see if that helps, because people want to be able to color. And then I would also use my tools over here to move it over so that you're just showing a piece of it. And there you go, and kind of center it so it looks like, it's meant to go there in that long strip. And, that looks to me like that's a good page. And so you could do a month's worth, you could do a quarter. I did 13 weeks, which is a quarter. You could do 52 weeks and sell that. Okay, so I hope you got some good ideas for what you're going to be doing. You can make some inspirational messages with coloring backgrounds. You could do shapes. You can do the steer, not the evil face. You could also make backgrounds for coloring cards. Cards, like greeting cards, and make the coloring backgrounds and put messages on them. You could use just the background and put a circle on there or other shape and put your message inside there. Or you could create a whole set of stationery with different backgrounds. And I think I'm going to switch that out because I like them all and I want to give all of them a try. I like that even better. Okay, but I like them all, so that's hard to tell. Okay, I hope you got some great ideas and you're going to start creating. And if you want to sign up for Ruthie's Bundle, make sure you do it by the end of May, because the launch price is $5 and you'll be locked in and you'll have more paper and you can create more products than you know what to do with, and we can just have some fun. Okay, until next time, keep creating.